Welcome back to my favorite people, and thank you very much for watching this video. In this lecture, I'm going to go through alcohol. In alcohol, we will have a functional group that's going to be OH. So OH, it will be our functional group. And anytime you see an OH attached to carbon, that compound is going to be alcohol. And on the left side, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons. So I'm going to say I'm dealing with 5 carbon pent, and then I say AN to show that it's a saturated, and at the end I will put E to say this is made of carbon and hydrogen, only carbon, hydrogen. On the right side, I have same compound, but there is a functional group attached to it. You start labeling this time from here, wherever you have the OH. So you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and OH is on first carbon. So simply you can say pen, and then say AN. Wherever you have E, replace it by OL. So this one, it will be pentanol. Okay. And next example. In the next example, we don't have a functional group. The only thing we have a substituent, and our substituent is a methyl. So the way we name it, we say we have 8 carbon. The main chain, it will have 8 carbon on 1, 2, 3, 4. I can start labeling it from here. If I start doing it from the left side, I go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's going to give me 5. So it's better to start labeling it from the right side. And in that case, we say on the 4th carbon, we have a methyl group. So we say methyl. And then our chain, or the parent chain, is made of 8 carbons. So this one, it will be octane. Okay. And on the right side, we have a functional group, and our functional group is OH. Whenever you want to pick the main chain must have the OH. Okay, must have the OH. So this is going to be the main chain. Okay, the red one, it will be the main chain. How come we did not pick the longest one? Because the longest one, it will have the OH as a substituent, the methyl OH as a substituent. And we said the OH must be sitting on the main chain. And so in this case, if I want to label it, I go with this. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have a substituent, and my substituent is the propyl. And so I'm going to say on the 2nd carbon, I have a propyl. So I go propyl, to show that it's attached to somewhere. And next, we have 6 carbon. So this one is going to be hexanol. Okay, hexanol. Okay. And when it comes to alcohol, you can label the molecule. Sorry, you can write the name of the compound. At least 2 versions. You can use the IPAC system and separate the OL, or the functional group, and write it separately. And I will practice that one very soon. Okay. The question here is which one of this labeling is correct. So let's treat this one as a question. Question 1: which one of this is the right labeling? Okay, think about it. Okay, the correct one, it will be the one. And okay, here we have A and B. The correct one, it will be A. Why A? Because A is giving alcohol, or OH is giving it the smallest possible number. Well, on the right side, the double bond got the priority, and OH got 6. So I'm going to say the correct answer is going to be A. Okay, how do we name it? And so on the 5th, I see 2 methyl groups, and on the 6th as well. So I'm going to say on the 5th, I see 2 methyls, and also on 6, I see another methyls. So 1, 2, 3 methyls there. Next, I go try methyl, because I want to show it's attached to somewhere. I add YL to it. Next thing is, I want to say that I have 7 carbons. Okay, I have 7 carbons. So how about this? We go hept, 7 carbons. Now I have 2 functional groups, OH and double bond. Okay, we start with the double bond. So we go double bond. Where is the double bond? Double bond is sitting on the carbon number 6. So you say carbon number 6. You say EN. Okay, double bond. So it started on carbon number 6. So it will be 6 EN. And then on the 2nd carbon, we have the OH. So on the 2nd carbon, we say OL. Okay. So the right name, it will be 5 and 5, 5, 6 trimethyl hept -6 EN to show that it has a double bond, and -2 OL to show that that's an alcohol. Again, OH will get a priority, then the double bond versus double bond or triple bond. OH and should get the smallest possible number. And again, as I said, we can label, we can name alcohols in the different versions. And one, as I said, so in this case, I have 5 carbons, and on the third carbon, I have alcohol, the functional group. So I'm going to say this is a 3, okay, 3. And then I say I have 5 carbons, so it will be penta. Okay, I'm supposed to say pentane, but because I have OH, I will replace it by OL. So it will be 3 pentanol. Another way to show it, okay, move the 3 and put it between OH and N. Okay, oh, sorry, OL and N. And in that case, you will get this. You will get penta, penten, and then you say dash, and you say 3, okay, then you say OL. Okay, that's another way to name it. Okay, so 3 pentanol or penten, 3 OL. Okay, and so as you see, we got 2 names for the same chemical compound. Now, if your OH is attached to a carbon that's attached to only 1 carbon, so we have a carbon that's attached to only 1 carbon, and then there is an OH attached to it. Our carbon is going to be a primary carbon, so we're going to call the alcohol. This is a primary alcohol. And if your carbon is attached to 2 carbons, in that case, you say this carbon, it will be a secondary carbon, so the alcohol, it will be a secondary alcohol. Okay, I'm talking about the alpha carbon, the carbon that the functional group is straight attached to it. And another one, we have a carbon that attached to 3 carbons, and then there is an OH there. So carbon, it will be a tertiary carbon. Alcohol also, it will be a tertiary alcohol. You can use, you can use those and to name the alcohol. And some of alcohol actually they do have a common name, and they are based on whether it's a tertiary, isopropyl, or whatever. Okay. And let's practice some of them. And in this case, I have a ring that's made of 5 carbons, and there is alcohol attached to it. So how do I name it? If it's a saturated compound, if it's just an alkane compound, this is the way you name it. You say cyclo, and then you say pentane. Okay. If it's just simply made of carbon, hydrogen, and if you have alcohol, in this case, you say this is going to be cyclo pentane, and then you add the OL at the end. So it will be cyclopentanol. Okay. Now, if we have more than one functional group on the ring, again, you will start the labeling from carbon that it has the OH. So in this case, the correct one, it will be OH, the carbon with the OH, it will be number 1, and then 2, 3. And the way I'm going to name it, I'm going to say on the third carbon, I have two methyl groups. So 3 and 3, and I go dimethyl. Then I say this is a ring. So I go cyclo. It's made of 5 carbons, so it will be pentane. And then I say OL at the end. Okay, but I do have a function. I do have a stereo center here. I need to mention what's the configuration of the stereo center. And if you zoom here, you will see that you have H there, and that H is facing to us. Okay, let's start labeling it. We go, this is going to be 1, this is going to be number 2, because this carbon is closer to the carbon with 2 methyl groups versus this one that is attached to only carbon with 2 hydrogens. So again, that's going to be the second priority, and the third priority, it will be here, and that's the fourth priority. If we follow the numbers, this is supposed to be S, but because hydrogen is facing to us, we will flip it to R. So what's going to be the correct name for it? It will be R. And then you say 3 and 3 dimethyl cyclopentanol. Okay, very good. Okay, now, how do I name this compound? I can say 1, 2, and 3. So I will say this on the second. I have alcohol, so 2, it will be propanol. Okay, that's one way to look at it. Or you can just simply say, this is iso. Okay, propyl. When you say isopropyl, that's an adjective. Okay, you need to have a name after it. And you say isopropyl alcohol. That's going to be the name, okay? And that's going to tell you that you have OH. Isopropyl is just simply talking about, when you say isopropyl, is just simply talking about the carbons, okay? Okay, just the carbons. And but it doesn't mention anything about the functional group. Okay, how about this? This one, I can call it, okay, I can call it, again, tert-butyl. But if I say tert-butyl, this is going to be adjective, and I'm going to call it alcohol. Okay. Can I name it another way? Yes, it's possible. How about this? 1, 2, 3. On the second, we have methyl. So let's call it 2-methyl. And then we say 2. We have 3 carbons. So this is going to be propanol. Okay. Again, you can have more than one name for them. And at least for now, you can see 2 names there. And can I call them? Can I call them, for example, okay, the third one? can I just simply say I have 3 carbons? Okay, I have 3 carbons, and like and instead of saying forgive me for the second one, I have a tertiary butyl alcohol, and can I just simply call it tert butyl? No, yes, that's another possibility. And tert is telling us that how the carbon are attached to each other. Is telling us that we have a tertiary carbon, and then we add OH at the end, so that's gonna be alcohol. So for the same compound, I came with 3 names. If you have if you have a substituent like this that attached to somewhere, and this one by itself, we call it phenyl. Okay, why L? Because I want to show that it's attached to somewhere else. Okay, now let's highlight this carbon. That carbon is just 1 carbon. So how do I name that one? Okay, I have CH3 attached to OH. What's the name for it? The name for it will be, this is methane. Okay, so I'm supposed to say methane, and then because I have OH, I say methanol. Okay, methanol. Okay, so now I'm going to get rid of one of this hydrogen, make it 2, and attach phenyl to it. In that case, phenyl, it will be 1 substituent. Phenyl, it will be 1 substituent. So I'm going to call it phenyl attached to the carbon. Which carbon? This carbon. So you say methanol. So it will be phenyl methanol. Okay, there is another way also to name it. That position, we call it benzylic position. Okay, so that the carbon that's attached to the ring, that carbon is going to be a benzylic carbon. So you can call this one also benzyl alcohol. Okay, benzyl alcohol. That means OH attached to a benzylic carbon. Okay, OH attached to benzylic carbon. Now let's get rid of that carbon and straight attach OH to the ring. In that case, what's going to be the name for it? Okay, this is going to be a phenyl. Okay, it's a phenyl ring that OH is attached to it. Name for this compound is going to be phenol. Okay, phenol. And okay, how about this? Okay, we have a phenol. This is the phenol. But we have substituent. Okay, and how do I label it? I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have a phenol. Okay, let's write the phenol. So we have a phenol. Okay, next. I have a chloro versus nitro. I'm going to say chloro will get a priority. So I say on the 4th one, I have chloro. Because of C, it will get a priority. Next, on the 2nd one, I have nitro group. So I say on the 2nd one, I have nitro, and then attached this one to it. So you say 4 chloro, 2 nitro, phenol. Okay, 4 chloro, 2 nitro, phenol. And that's going to be the correct name for it. And this is going to be the end of this lecture. And thank you very much.